Hey, so I am going to make some moves on altcoins. Now, I'm going to do a more detailed video. I want to look at the majors. Since, we're still in a FOMO-induced bull run, we want to look at potential targets and potential resistance on the way up as we approach all-time highs on the majors. So we're going to need dynamic supports for that since we don't have prior trading history up at that level. But for right now, I'm going to be looking at other alts and potential entries. But I just decided to get into CHZ. Stop barking. No, Rosie. So we had this trend line coming down here, right? And it sort of formed a descending triangle, but it was part of a bullish flag formation on the way up, a continuation pattern, assuming that we were able to push up. Again, we're hyper bullish, and when you're hyper bullish, even when the chart says, hey, we're going to correct, it can still go up. So now we broke above that trend line, and we're sitting above the EMAs on the hourly here with support from that trend line. If I pull up the 4 hour, you'll see we don't have the cloud or anything there. But you can see the resistance, right? That 4 hour candle got rejected right at that main resistance that I had on there from prior trading period, right? So there's 30 minutes left in this candle. When this candle closes, that'll be very telling. So keep an eye on the 4 hour candle. We want to see if it could actually push up above that resistance in the next half hour. If so, that's an extraordinarily bullish sign. The Stoke turning up like this is obviously a really bullish sign as well. I think we can continue up. It looks like we're lagging. Like we should have moved up more. We should be up at like 1,500 right here, or 15,000 rather. We should be up there by now, above that level, but it's just sort of struggling to get above that resistance. So I already bought and I placed my stop loss right down here. So I'm not at my desk right now. I can't see my trade, but I believe it's like 3 and change, just over 3%. So I had my SL was a little, I think it was about, should be right around 14,150, maybe around there. It was about 3.25% below my entry, and I entered not that long ago. I entered pretty close to the current price right now, so we're pretty much right where I entered anyway. And this, I would say, it's a medium to medium high risk trade since I don't have my HMI dynamic supports here on the 4 hour. I don't have the EMAs and the cloud on the 4 hour here. But again, this goes back to what we talked about last night in the live stream. I said a couple things that are very interesting today. I said it really looks like everything is going to correct last night, but XRP was the most bullish thing I could possibly find. So that was going to go up even if everything went down, and if everything went up, XRP would outperform, and sure enough it did. That's the biggest performer today, and that was my biggest trade. And one of the other things we talked about was time frames. So I had mentioned, I also mentioned how I really thought we were going to correct, but I said that's just because the TA is saying so, and we are hyper bullish. So ignore the TA to an extent, right? So even though the TA was telling me we're going to correct, I didn't enter into any shorts. I didn't sell positions and get out of the market because I thought we were going to dump. I thought we were going to go down, but I acknowledged that there was a really, really good chance that we weren't